All right, here we go. So, starting a YouTube channel. It's something I've always wanted to do, but I never really had the inspiration or drive or even reason to do it. That is until I started watching these really entertaining videos, namely by BOII and some of the other guys too, like BizPath and Amari X Games. The resurgence of the COD YouTube commentaries is really awesome. It's awakened a spark for me. Now I kind of want to get in on the action too. Anyways, I feel like I have a lot of wisdom and hard-learned lessons that people could really benefit from hearing. So I think I'll throw my hat in the ring. Worst case scenario, nobody ever watches it and I look like a fool to, I don't know, 2 or 3 people who do end up clicking on the video. But anyway, I'd like to talk about hard work. I want to take the approach of as if I were giving advice to my son. And so, for anybody who wants to be successful, it's really important that you understand the value of hard work, A, and B, how to work hard. Those are 2 just fundamentally important things if you want to succeed in virtually any area of life, Being able to work hard is universally beneficial. Hard work is required in any worthwhile area of life. It's required in serious relationships. It's required in financial success. It's required in, staying healthy. It's just categorically important. You need to know how to work hard if you want a fulfilling and accomplished life. So, part of that stems from discipline, but that's like a topic for a completely different video, honestly. There's so much to say about discipline and how to build it. So I think we'll cover that some other time, but that's definitely one piece of the puzzle. And then, another thing is just getting used to working hard. It's really important that, you become friends with hard work. You can't be a stranger to hard work. You really cannot. If you avoid hard work and you just go through life pursuing the lowest hanging fruit, the most easy and simple sources of gratification, that almost always ends in destructive behavior. Like, I can't even think of a situation in which that doesn't negatively impact the person who goes that route, right? So I think there are kind of 2 ways you can approach this topic. One is, if you don't work hard, your life is going to suck. And the other is, if you do work hard, you can potentially achieve your dreams and goals. So you're looking at like negative consequences versus positive consequences. And I guess there's a difference between the 2, and certain approaches to thinking about it work better for different people. So first, let's talk about what happens if you don't work hard. And so if you choose to adopt a philosophy or life strategy of not working hard, half-assing everything, what's that going to look like? Well, you're not going to do well in school. And, if you don't work hard, and, it's one thing if you decide not to go to school and go to a trade, that's fine. But if you're not working hard at your job and you're not working hard at school and you're not working hard in any area of your life, forging new relationships or connections, then where does that put you? Sad, without many prospects. You're going to be in a situation that you wish you weren't in almost 100% of the time. that is the result of avoiding hard work. And it's just the reality. There's nothing you can do to change that. I mean, you really got to think about it. All the things you want in life are going to be unattainable if you're not willing to work hard. You won't get that big job with the fancy benefits and nice salary. You will not have a good relationship with anybody, most likely, if you're not willing to work hard. I mean, heck, people, never mind a romantic partner, people destroy relationships with their parents, which is a lot of the time the easiest relationship to maintain, because they're just not willing to work at it. Or their closest friends, same thing. Like, you got somebody you really get along with, you think similarly, and you bond with them, and you got this really strong friendship, but over a while, if you don't continue to work at it, it's going to fade away, and you're going to lose that. And so imagine you're in a position where you don't have a career, you don't have any good relationships, and you don't have any prospects. And why? Because you didn't work hard. You didn't work at any of the things you were supposed to. So it's a pretty bleak picture that I'm painting, right? But that's the point. You're supposed to recognize that it's bleak and go, man, I don't want to do that. I want the opposite of that, right? And so you start to think, well, all right, the opposite of that is I become financially successful. I become successful with regards to relationships. I become successful maybe in some other ways. If you really place a lot of emphasis around certain activities, whatever that may be, sports, video games, you want to be successful at those. Well, guess what? Guess what the common denominator in success in all those fields is? Hard work. If you want to be financially successful, you have to work hard. If you want to be successful financially, you have to work hard, because you have to get into a position where you can earn the money that makes you financially successful. And it's going to be hard to get into that position. You're going to have to work hard to get there. If you want to have successful, fruitful relationships, you're going to have to work hard to maintain them and cultivate them. If you want a successful romantic relationship, let me tell you, that requires a lot of work on both ends. But, there's a reason millions of people strive for that. It's because you wouldn't rather have it any other way. It's really as good as it gets, right? And the same is true for the other activities, like being an athlete. If you want to be a successful athlete, it takes a lot of hard work, a lot of hours in the gym or on the field or wherever, doing conditioning, training. Like I said, the common denominator for success in these various fields is hard work. And that's just, the sooner you accept that, the better off you'll be. And it's never too late to come around and smell the gravy. If you're somebody who was never taught this and you're a bit later along in life, you can still accept this as the truth and make the best out of whatever situation you're in and start to improve with the philosophy of accepting hard work as the groundwork for bettering your life or achieving your goals. And that's reality. And if you do that, if you work hard and accept hard work as, the stepping stones for reaching your goals or making your life better, then you will undoubtedly make progress towards those goals or whatever success aspirations you have. So kind of a double-edged sword on this one, right? Like, just to sum it up a little bit. If you don't work hard, life is going to suck. If you do work hard, you have the potential to reach your goals. And that really is what sets apart the people who sink and swim. It's sorry to tell you if you don't want to hear that, but it's the truth. And And son, if you're ever listening to this one day, I want you to know that I mean every word I'm saying right now. Please take this to heart and work hard. It's really, really important. All right, thanks for listening. Might have to do a little editing on this. Sometimes I get a little choked up on what I want to say. I like to choose my words carefully, just so that I can articulate exactly what I mean to say. Hopefully you appreciate that, and I hope you enjoyed listening to this. Hope to see you next time.